Empire Broadcasting presents the Professionals Roundtable with Michael David, 9 to 2 p.m.
Hello. Welcome to Empire Radio. I'm your host, Michael David, and today we have with us at the roundtable, he is the owner and practitioner of Weiss Institute. It's none other than Mr. Steve Quinn. Hello, Steve. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks, Michael. How you doing?
Very good. Thank you for asking. So tell us, Steve, who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name's Steve Quinn, and I do a very special kind of a treatment to help people overcome addictions. Basically, I help people overcome everything ranging from sugar to alcohol, smoking, drugs, overeating, as well as other unwanted habits. I help people break through blockages, like for personal excellence, this kind of thing. But basically, I do a very simple treatment that anesthetizes and calms down the stimulation that everybody feels if they're addicted to something, that urge to feed the addiction. A very simple treatment that has a very high success rate. So that's basically what I do.
Steve, what made you want to go into this line of work in the first place?
I didn't intend to. I feel like, sometimes in life, your life just takes you on a journey. And this started very early for me. I was age 16 when I began being very interested in healing arts, what the whole bigger mysteries of life are. Started training in the healing arts at age 17, and by 21, through various people that I had met, I trained and learned this particular method. And ever since then, basically age 21 till now I'm 39. I've been doing this about 17 years in practice, 23 years in the whole healing arts field. Really, it's a passion. It's not so much that I was interested in addictions at the starting point. It's more that I'm very passionate about people being free to live their life and be who they're meant to be and help the world the way that they best can. So that's my passion, and this business helps people to get there.
Tell us a little bit about what you feel differentiates you from the others in your industry.
My treatment is very different. There are, in the addiction cessation world, there's a few different ways that people go at it. There's basically the psychological approach, which can be very effective, getting to underlying issues, but it really deals with the mind and the brain and habitual behaviors from that level of the brain. There's also, a rehab center, which basically removes a person from any and all influences except something beneficial. That's more like a physical removal. What I do is very different. It's actually, I work on it's a bioenergetic principle that basically calms down that addictive, that stimulation. Everything that has like an engine, it needs a spark plug to go, or it needs, you need to turn the key. The spark plug needs to fire before that engine can go. What I do basically, it's like removing or disconnecting that spark plug so the engine of the addiction doesn't go anymore. I'm basically working in and on and through the electromagnetic field of the person. The treatment takes about a half an hour. It's about an hour and a half total with an informative part, question and answer, and some coaching. But the treatment itself is this very special, unique thing. The person is in a passive, receptive kind of way. They experience the treatment as a very peaceful experience, and mostly after the treatment, what they experience is a kind of indifference or apathy towards that addictive substance. It's very remarkable. It's like most people experience this kind of I get people saying that it's as if, say, smoking was like a memory that they can't even connect to anymore, or like they no longer have an urge to drink alcohol, right from that treatment. Alcohol, for example, I do treat a person 4 times. Certain heavier addictions, drugs and alcohol, I treat a person 4 times. Most everybody stops on the first one, but I see people as they need, and that's what differentiates it. If people do have cravings afterwards, I had one lady describe afterwards that if before the treatment her craving for cigarettes was like a Mack truck bearing down on her, now it was just like a scooter going by. So much more easy to manage. But basically, a person, mostly people have had enough and they want to quit when they come to me. So they do need to have made the decision. But then what I'm doing is like clearing the decks, giving them a clean slate, and helping them to experience a new freedom that they dreamed for, but sometimes didn't necessarily believe was possible.
Steve, what is a first session like with you?
First session is informational. They come, a person has set up beforehand. They've prepared. I've coached them beforehand. Me or my staff has coached them beforehand to continue the addiction right up to the point of the treatment, but clear everything from the home so that when they go back into their home, they're not going to see anything that is, there's not going to be any alcohol in the house, or there's not going to be any cigarettes laying around, or sugar, whatever it is they happen to be coming for. Last thing before they leave home, they take a nice relaxing shower to calm them down. And that actually starts to open them up energetically as well. The treatment beforehand, I talk to the person for about a half an hour, explaining what they're going to experience, explaining what to do and not do, the best case scenario, the best things for them to do after the treatment to ensure their success. Sometimes I'll have an initial conversational part with about 3 people, and then each person has their individual treatment where they can discuss any private matters at that point. So that's really what it looks like.
Thank you so much, Steve, for coming on. We want to send everyone to your websites, weiss-method.com. Email info@weiss-method.com. Thank you so much, Stephen, for coming on. It really has been a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise. Same here. Thank you very much.
Of course. And to everyone else, we'll be back right after these messages.